You know my interview with you, Fatima, the Feds saw it. They saw it and
Really?
they decided, yeah, they saw it. I'm sorry, I'm having a thing here. Hold on. The Feds saw our interview and they decided that let me go to a lighted place. They decided that they're not going to open churches. You didn't know? Our interview.
No.
Yeah,
Oh,
they
really?
actually, yeah. Well, you see, Sahara reporters had the story and our video and said that Kemi Olunloyo, churches are must not, she doesn't recommend churches are must to be open. And so next thing you know, Governor Sanwo-Olu decided not to open churches and mosques. I heard he watched our video. So the whole thing about Muslims
Amazing.
don't talk, they bend down, they don't talk, and Christians screaming, hallelujah, amen, that kind of stuff. So it's been a very serious week. Bankole is a really unique individual, very, very unique, very intelligent. I sat down here watching everything he was saying, and he spoke my mind. I hope Nigerian youth that watch Bankole can see that he is speaking our minds. And one of the things I want to say here is we cannot continue like this. Fatima, we cannot continue like this. For example, Obaseki of Edo State. 6 months ago, PDP said he was a failure to Edo State. Today, he's part of PDP.
He joined, yes. I saw the
I'm hearing that he even named a street, Bukola Saraki Street or Boulevard or something of the sort. Some Oshiomole Street was ripped and Saraki's name was... What is going on with Nigeria? We at Revolution Now are saying that they're toying with us like a game. Nigeria is not a game. You know, you rip that name off. All this political that name. Bukola Saraki he's alive. I don't believe in streets named after people alive to start with. You know what I mean? But the politics is bad. Ize-Iyamu, his case has been postponed. And I believe he's also a candidate. Ize-Iyamu, 700 million naira fraud case has been postponed. This is Nigeria for you. We are in an era of recycling leaders. Obaseki goes to PDP now. That's just to tell the youth, I'm going to recycle myself. The power struggle is real, Fatima, and it needs to stop. We need to cut them down. I'm sorry. The way I said it on this program might sound like violence. No. We need to cut people down with the weapon we have, the PVC. Now, some say, oh, the PVC doesn't matter. They rigged the election anyway. We need to speak out. We need to protest. Sadly, this pandemic would not allow some of us to protest. I mean, I wouldn't go out there because it's very dangerous. I went to Lagos Island on Wednesday and nobody had a mask on. Can you believe that? People didn't have masks on. Yeah, many people. I have a video I'm going to release maybe tomorrow. I filmed just people walking across the market. I only found 4 people out of maybe 300 that walked past in that video that wore masks. They said coronavirus is not in Nigeria. I don't know who started this, but everybody in Lagos is like, coronavirus is not in Nigeria. Someone asking me, is it really in Nigeria? I said, this is how you know whether it's in Nigeria. Don't wear a mask. Go out, hug everybody, shake people, do everything normally, and you'll see whether it's in Nigeria or not. The ignorance does not excuse stupidity, and a lot of people are ignorant. You know what I'm saying? And so I talked about airline resumption and PDP, PDP and Ize-Iyamu. The rape cases in Nigeria happen every 5-10 minutes. And we seem to only be hearing the high-profile ones, like D'banj now. The IGP has ordered D'banj, this victim of Shahid on somebody, you know. They've ordered an investigation on it.
Right.
This is a huge mistake on the part of the girl. I investigated the girl and I didn't find any rape. But it's a huge mistake for the girl. This is what we went through with Busola Dakolo. Fatima, they started with innuendos. Oh, a certain pastor is raping the congregation. Go to the point. Okay, go to the point. I was raped. I want to say this. Instead, she called herself Auntie Shaitan. No last name. Yeah, we understand that rape victims should not be disclosed that easy. Had a man next to her doing all the talking, tweeting rubbish, a lot of stuff. Now some people say her account has been hacked because she's now tweeting the band's music. She's now saying, oh, let's just move on. I'm tired of this. And nobody knows where she was. Yeah, nobody knew where she was for like 48 hours right there. People were worried. At the end of the day, the IGP now says, let's investigate. So they're going to spend all this money to investigate another rape case between a music artist and another lady. I talked to D'banj. She refused to interview with me. Me, personally, if you don't want to interview with Kemi Olunloyo.
You spoke to D'banj
yes.
After the news came out?
After the news came out, I did an investigation. I was watching everything. I was watching what she was writing. I was watching what the men behind her was writing. I was watching what D'banj was writing until the lawyers entered. Then I saw a statement from a hotel. And then I went and contacted people in the hotel, past employees, present. Let me tell you, I did an investigation. It doesn't make sense. You were a groupie, allegedly. If you were a groupie, you followed a musician to the hotel. How come like years later now he raped you? My thing is everyone that goes to the hotel is used for a lot of things. It's supposed to be for lodging overnight while you're traveling. What we have in Nigeria now is people are using hotels to just have sex. Sex with a sugar daddy, sex with a side chick, sex with a prostitute. But when it comes to rape, do you know the last thing we do when we leave a hotel, Fatima? The last thing we do is we hand over the keys, right?
Right.
And then the front desk, oh, thank you so much. Here are the keys. You've paid. Bye. No one said, oh, I was raped up there. You know what I mean?
Right.
She didn't say, oh, I was raped up there. Please call police. No. D'banj left. Everybody left. And years later, you come out, he rapes me up there. D'banj is about to mourn, or should I say celebrate the life of his 2-year-old son, Daniel. You know, it's 2 years in a couple of days that boy died in the pool, you know?
Right.
He just had his 40th birthday. He launched a platform, and I haven't seen D'banj since, let me just say I haven't seen him since 2006 when I took the photo with him at This Day Music Festival. But I set my eyes on D'banj in 2013 at Dare Artalade's concert, Love Like a Movie. But this is how I saw D'banj. He was sitting by the pool with his face, you know, his back facing me. You know what I mean? And right next to him was Don Jazzy. They were both sitting and they didn't see because they were looking that way and I was behind them. And I said, oh, look, D'banj. I didn't go to them, nothing. So I technically haven't spoken to him. And I haven't seen him since then. So it's almost like 8 years to 14 years. So I went and I did what social media does beautifully. You know, social media has no gatekeepers. Fatima, you can DM anybody. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I DM'd him. Hi, Dakwo, how are you? This is Kemi Olunloyo, investigative journalist. I'd like to talk to you about this rape case. If you don't mind, can you contact me at this number? Would you believe it? He called me. He called me. Yeah. And I said, okay, what I want to talk to you, okay, it's on the record or off the record. Which one do you want? Because I'm going to transcribe, you know, talking. So I transcribed everything. And he said to me that his own former employee was behind it. Mention the guy's name, Frank Edo something. I have the name. But the Frank guy was the one that set it up. And besides, that one I believe that one has confessed to it. And then everything backfired. Next thing you know, I got people on the lawyer's side, you know, the other lawyer, the girl's lawyer's side, saying, Kemi, just tell D'banj to apologize to her. I mean, they were actually demanding an apology. You raped me. I'm not demanding an apology. You're going to court and you're going to pay me damages and stay in jail. That's how rape works. Not apologize. The same thing Busola Jakolo did. We're going that route again. Fatima, do you see what I'm saying? We're going that route again. We're spending useless money. Money that the IGP monitoring units and the IGP's office can be using to fight these bandits, you know, to fight these bandits and fight all this corruption and fight all these young people, okay, doing all kinds of bad things, armed robberies, rapes, everything. We now want to use it to investigate D'banj and some girl who used innuendos. Innuendos, you know, yeah, it happened here. the Glee Hotel is not finding this funny because their name came to it, and they said we're not condoning rape. No, they said like, oh, nobody's allowed to come and rape people in her hotel. At the end of the day, my thing is like, Dako Oyebanjo Dibang is innocent, okay, of charges. This is a game. This is a game our women are playing, okay, and this game has to stop. I'm not a rape apologist. I have been sexually molested twice. 13 years old in Koroduro during the Ali Must Go riot. They stripped me naked. They attacked the car. My brother became paralyzed. They bashed his head. You know, my brother's 50 years old now, doesn't have a livelihood, paralyzed for life. Okay, I know what it feels when that man carried me and just ran away from the crowd. I would have been gang raped in the middle of a riot. At 8 years old, someone fondled me. Okay, all the other stuff that you see on the internet, that's all fake. You know, Tokumbo Aboderi, one lady like that, apologized on Facebook Live after putting a video in 2006 saying my father impregnated me and I fathered my children. This is what people do on social media just to be angry. She apologized at the end, but some people believe it. Okay, I wasn't raped by my dad or any of that crap, but I was molested. I was molested, and I know about molestation.
I'm sorry to hear that. I'm sorry to hear that. I said I'm really sorry to hear that.
Oh, yeah, I spoke about it on my 55th birthday. Not everybody is strong, though. Fatima, not everybody is strong like me. The stigma is very hard when it comes to sexual abuse. You know what I mean? We have a lot of people in here, a lot of, I guess my fans, your fans. But Fatima, that's what I have to say about the Dibanj case. There's no rape.
So really,
okay, they're just
really
wasting.
Quickly, though. Really quickly, right? Because I know some victims are scared of coming out.
Yeah, they're scared for their lives.
Yeah, exactly. So you don't think this is a case for this young lady?
The problem I have is the same thing Busola Dakolu did. She shouldn't have used innuendos. She should have come out straight and filed charges. I interviewed the rape victim for Peruzzi, alleged rape victim, the girl that said Peruzzi raped her. She spoke, okay? She used her first name. She spoke to me. I have the audios on my page. And she came out. Not everybody can come out. Is that girl, Juliet, is she not scared of Peruzzi and Peruzzi's crew and Davido and all these people? You know, they all have an element of fear. But the most important thing is, if you want to talk about it, rape or sexual abuse, talk about it. Don't use innuendos. Don't use, oh, a certain pastor was raping the band raped me in a hotel. Hotel came out and said, don't mess up our hotel name. Don't mess up our brand. You can't do that. It's extortion. They're just trying to extort him. Okay, his 40th birthday is launching a huge media platform and everything. You not bring this thing up. Why? Wrong time. Stop it. If you're going to bring it up at that time, you need to. If you're going to bring stuff like that up, not at the time he's celebrating his success, his birthday, and now he's mourning his son. After 2 years, you're going to come out with this nonsense. So, hey, I'm going to move on to Invictus Obi. Obi-Wane Okeke has confessed to stealing 11 million fraud. You heard about that, right?
I believe I did, yeah.
Obi Okeke, yeah. How many years might he be facing in prison? What do you think? How many years do you think he might be facing in prison?
Listen, it's hard to tell in terms of the laws and who gets away with what. These days, you don't know.
I say 30 years federal prison.
You think so?
Yeah, because remember he pled guilty to the $11 million fraud. That's just the one they caught him with. What about the ones they didn't catch him with? You know what I mean? I mean, this guy was really greedy. Obi Okeke was greedy. He was using Gmail. Can you imagine that? He was using Gmail to do BEC scams. One of the FBI agents I spoke to last year, you know what he said? He said, we literally took shifts. He said, Kemi, we literally took shifts. They will sit down on their desk. They'll just be watching him on the computer. How he was taking all that money and he was scamming people. He was using a Gmail account. So they were able to trace him easily. Can you imagine? Not even a secured account. That's greed right there. But Hushpuppi, now we're hearing from the Gulf reporters that Hushpuppi is still being questioned by the local authorities in Dubai. Hushpuppi carries a UAE passport. Now, I always told people did not believe me. They said nobody gets it. He's the only Nigerian that has a UAE passport, and his last name is Abbas. His last name is not Igbalode, all these fake names you hear. Okay, Ramani Abbas, Kwara State indigene. He carried a UAE passport because he had a lot of money. They didn't know he was a good hacker. So now EFCC says he's the most wanted hacker. I hate it when EFCC gets into the thing and they want to blow. If he was the most wanted hacker, why was hearing about that? Why weren't you trying to get him home? So that kind of stuff. So anyway, I just want to advise Edo State youth to really, really look at what they're going to do this time, because I don't know who they're going to choose. The lesser evil, maybe, but this is what Nigeria has turned into. Everybody, like Naramali says, Ole, everybody, everyone's a thief. The last thing I want to say before I go, somebody here is saying he can't get a UAE passport. Be saying that. We know he has it. Okay, they'll confirm it. That's why they can hold him and give us his real name and everything. He renounced his Nigerian citizen for that UAE passport. I personally have seen that passport. So please don't argue with the best. Governor Ajimobi was declared dead yesterday by the internet. And it was crazy because once I saw it, I called all the daughters, all the daughter-in-laws, everybody. Finally, they returned my call and told me, oh, he's not dead. He's still alive. He's just slipping in and out of a coma. And some journalists, some journalists and some bloggers still think he's dead. But this is a very good test in fake news. He's not dead yet. He's on life support, basically. What I will call life support. He's on a ventilator, helping him breathe, okay? He has a cardiac issue. And that's what the main problem is. You know what I mean? And coronavirus attacked him. So it kind of weakened his immune system. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Right.
That coronavirus, what I'm hearing now from family sources is the coronavirus itself in Ajimobi's body is gone. You know what I mean? He's corona negative now, but the coronavirus has damaged some of the system. You know what I mean? Cardiac system. So now he's dealing with that part. He's a first cardiology consultant, the heart hospital. Sadly, first cardiology is known for deaths. Everybody dies in there. You know what I mean? Senator Oshinowo died in there. Avakiari died in there. The doctor that treated Avakiari died. So it's like everybody's kind of like wishy-washy. So finally, before I go, we wish him a good health, though. Before I go, I want to say something.
Well, I actually wanted to ask you, today is Juneteenth.
Juneteenth?
Yes. What do you have to say about it?
I want Nigerians to know more about Juneteenth. I have a post on my page. Slavery is still going on. But this year's Juneteenth is very, very important. June 19th, the day slavery ended 155 years ago. Fatima, I told you last time that I left the United States because of racism. Really bad racism. You know, my son was autistic and I had issues with him and behavior. And the police literally wanted him to kill me so that they can take him to prison for life and I can die. It's going to be very interesting when I tell my story. I could not take it anymore. The way the police targeted me in Georgia. Okay, I lived in the Northeast for so long and I moved to Atlanta and I saw what they call racism. If I leave Covington and I'm going to work and I'm on, Conyers Highway, police is following me. Why are you following a black woman that has a 5-bedroom mansion and a nice car in your town? Why? They just followed me. They'll say I'm speeding. There was always something. I went through a lot. I'm trying to write it as a book, and I'm trying to do it as an interview with Al Jazeera, what's it called? I want it globally to be seen, or DW. I want it to be seen globally because it's really sad what I went through. So one day I woke up in March of 2006. Listen, I woke up on March 10th and I said, I'm leaving tomorrow. I'm going to Nigeria. Yeah. I just booked. Yeah, that's it. It was no notice, nothing. I left okay, Atlanta on the 11th of March. And I arrived in Nigeria. Nobody even knew that I was coming. I said, I'm here finally for good. I left everything. I left everything. I even left my son in school, and my neighbor in Nigeria was taking care of him. When he graduated school, he flew home. And my neighbor put all my stuff into a container, $23,000, and shipped it to Nigeria. I just had to leave. I don't want to give too much out because of racism. So I did not know I would be able to tell this story 17 years. I said, is it 17 years? 14 years later. It's time to tell this story. I did not know America would get to where it is now. You see the money that Instagram is giving? Adam Mosseri is there on his page, head of Instagram. Adam is giving out $200 million to Black businesses and Black digital creators. I told him my son is a Black digital creator, Rich KJT, and he's the one managing communications media page now. And I want KJ to get some money. You know what I mean? They're helping Black. Instagram logo is Black now. You see it? So what I wanted to say, Juneteenth is a day that we must never forget the people that were made slaves. But slavery is still going on till today. And that slavery, people are coming out of the bondage of white police officers, the bad ones. One of the best police officers in the world that I met, Constable Scott Mills, retired yesterday after 31 years. It was sad.
Oh, wow.
But I still want to ask Scott, was it because of the sign of the times? Because he was really good. He was a spokesperson, social media cop. I did so much with Scott, and now he's going. And I can't believe, if I move back to Toronto or Canada or somewhere, I can't believe Scott won't be in the police department anymore. Oh, things have changed, you know. But look, before I go, I want to say one thing I've never said before. On Wednesday, I had a very long conversation with Tiwa Savage over the phone. We spoke for about an hour, 90 days. Now, the stuff we talked about is to renew our lives. Who are we fighting with? Who are we fighting with? Who are we not talking to? Okay? And how do we want to go? Because this year, they're saying this year has just started. Okay? This year is just started because the real bad stuff just started. At the end of the day, we talked about everything going on because nobody knew there would not be clubs anymore. There would not be concerts anymore. You know what I mean? There would not be concerts anymore. I'm recording a song tomorrow about that. Pop Smoke booked a concert at O2 in London. You know the rapper that was killed?
Of course.
Pop Smoke was killed in February. He booked this sold-out show, 2 sold-out O2 shows. And I said, in my sleep yesterday, in my dream, I saw Pop Smoke in the sky. I like his music. And I saw him in the sky looking down the clouds and say, hey, Kemi, my sold-out concert. Yeah, I know.
Wait.
Okay.
You know I have to laugh.
I know, laugh. I saw Pop Smoke in the clouds. He was talking to me. He said, hey, Kemi, what's going on? All my concert was booked solid for London, UK. I never made it. What's going on up there? I hear that there's no concert anywhere. You see? That's what he said to me. I heard there's no concert anywhere. So it's not just me because I died. He was right. And my eyes opened. And I'm like, oh my gosh, it was a dream. But look at the dream. What did he say? He said, my sold-out concert, they shot me to death before I could go to the 2 sold-out concerts at O2 in UK. And I'm now hearing that there's no concert anywhere. I say, yeah, Pop Smoke. You know, nobody knew we'll have that. What are the artists doing? Okay, they said we should support the artists. They put a donate button. Okay, I went to my son's Spotify yesterday and I donated 10,000 naira. And when he saw the alert on PayPal, he was excited. And I donated from this room to his room, you know? I've done my part. You know what I'm saying? They can only get streaming revenue or iTunes downloads. There's no concerts, there's no performances. So I spoke to Tiwa about where are we going. That was the whole thing. Where are we going? Because I want to start a reality show. I'm saying it now, exclusively on Sahara. And my reality show is grounded, okay? Kemi Takes Lagos. I started it little by little and post stuff online, going around Lagos, but I wanted to put it on DSTV and stuff. But everything's grounded. We can't do it because of this disease. So after talking to Tiwa and all that, I thanked her. I burst into tears. There were very emotional parts of the talk. You know, everybody is trying to do something and make Nigeria better. On that note, the private sector of Nigeria is not helping out. Have you noticed that? Have you noticed that the private sector of Nigeria is not doing much? If you see CNN, you know what the private sector in America is doing? You know, Procter and Gamble, they're donating, you know, hand sanitizers. Colgate is donating toothpaste to like nursing homes and stuff. The Nigerian private sector has not done too much. Okay, only these NGOs that are giving palliatives and boxes of food and all that stuff is gone now. Lockdown is over. People are out there hustling. No mask, nothing. The private sector of Nigeria is becoming corrupt. Okay, and they're not helping the community and society at large. A lot of the people in the private sector have interest, okay, in the public sector, in the government. People giving them money from the government. Everybody's spending Nigeria's money at the end of the day. So that's what I have to say. I'm a member of Revolution now, and what I want, Revolution now, who are these people here? Let me read some of these people. What I want people, you know, yeah, I know, they'll come in. A lot of them came in because of me. Okay, somebody's like, Auntie Kemi, Nigeria is a scam, please know that. Why do you like Naira Marley? See, those are the stupid questions. Why do I like Naira Marley so much? You need to know what I did for Naira Marley when they arrested him. Many of them didn't know. They have no concept of what's happening. They just want to go on the internet and see the latest news. They just want to see that Ajimobi is dead, but they don't know if that virus is incubated inside them. You know, coronavirus is not in Nigeria, but yet they want to know that Ajimobi has died of it. Do you see where I'm coming from?
Right.
They want to see who has died of it, but yet they'll tell you they don't, you know, it's not in Nigeria, you know? Shout out to my fans saying good things here. When you educate people, me, Kemi Olunloyo, when I educate Nigerians, Fatima, they don't want to believe. It's later they believe, and they say, oh, I've been vindicated. I'm telling you that Hushpuppi has a UAE passport and renounces Nigerian citizens. You're telling me something else, you know? Anyway, it's not their fault. You know? Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much.